Welcome to Psych Hub. I'm Miss Fernandes and I'm a trainee with Teach Southeast. In this video, I will be giving you some information about the difference between a QTS and a PGCE, and also my experience in Xavier Teach Southeast with regards to this. Okay, so let's get started. So firstly, let's talk about QTS. It stands for Qualified Teacher Status, okay, and it's mainly a qualification to work in England and Wales. Okay. The way that you can get this degree is by a teacher training program, or you could also get it alongside any university degree that you do. Okay. Now, the qualifications needed to get this qualified teacher status is you need an undergraduate degree, okay, and you need a grade C or higher in GCSE math and English. It can be done on its own, okay, that means you don't have to do it with a PGC. And if you do it on its own, it's going to cost you around £7,250. So this is without PGCE. Okay, and the main difference between a QTS and a PGC is that a QTS is school-led generally. So that means that you are thrown more into the deeper end of teaching in a school rather than doing the theory in like based on lecture wise and all that. So basically, when you go to a lecture, when you go to a university, you have to watch lectures and you have to do dissertations and all that. So for a QTS, you don't require all of that. However, you need to get involved with school life. For example, school field trips, parent-teacher meetings, all of this is now your responsibility. Let's talk about the PGCE. So PGCE stands for Postgraduate Certificate in Education. So it's basically like a master's degree. Okay, and it is internationally recognized. So if you're only planning to teach in England and Wales, then you can do the QTS only. But if you think that you might have plans to maybe shift or settle somewhere else, so I would recommend you to do the PGC because it's an internationally recognized qualification. Okay. Um, you can get a PGC the same as QTS, so you can get it through teacher training, or you could also get it alongside a university degree. Now, the qualifications needed for a PGCE is a 2-2 degree or above. Okay, and if you're teaching a secondary, your degree should also be in the subject that you want to teach. For example, I want to teach psychology, so I need to have a degree, which I do. I have an undergraduate degree in psychology. You also need to have GCSEs of grade C or above in maths and English, same as the QTS. However, if you want to teach the primary section, then you will also need at least a C in your GCSEs in science. Okay. One thing about PGC is that you cannot do PGC on its own. Well, you can, but I'll come to that in a bit. But you need to do PGC alongside with QTS. Okay. Now, if you want to do PGC without a QTS, then you can, okay, but it's basically that you want to teach adult learners. So this is called further education PGC. I'm not really sure much about this. I would tell you to research it because I'm basically giving you advice on what I've researched and what I would do. Okay, so if this is something you would do, then I would say to try and find out something else about it. Okay. The next thing about PGC, it is university based. So you are not expected to be involved in like a lot of the school life. So in reference to like field trips and parent teacher meetings and all that, you don't have to be involved. And you're also less days, like you're very few days in school, if that makes sense. So it means that a normal trainee or a skit trainee would be in school, say, for 5 days in a week. However, you would be like 2 days or something. Yeah. So if that's more of your choice, then go for a PGCE. A PGC and a QTS costs your average university degree. So that's £9,250. But if you're doing QTS on your own, then it's going to only cost you £7,250. Okay. Let's talk about my experience. So I'm doing my PGCE with QTS and I'm paying £9,250, as I mentioned before. Okay. And let's break this down into what am I doing in my training right now. So my QTS with Teach Southeast. So as I said, it's school-led. So I am getting involved in school field trips, parent-teacher calls, waiting for detentions, all of this stuff. The second thing is my training plans every week with a training session and sub-hub every Friday. So I do have like training sessions every week, and this mainly happens on a Friday. I do have some on Wednesdays as well. But my sub-hub is basically the thing that I go into to get more subject-specific information on, or like basically subject-specific training. Okay. I then have many observations through Teach Southeast. So that means I have formal and informal observations because I'm fee paying. My next video will tell you more about salary, so don't worry about that. Okay, so observations in the form, sometimes it's my mentor observing me, but sometimes somebody from Teach Southeast comes to observe me just to give me a bit of feedback on my teaching and my skills and what to improve on. And the fourth thing is that you will use a tool called Mosaic. And Mosaic at first is really confusing, but you later find out that it's really, really simple. And in my next video, I can show you a bit of that. Okay. Now, talking about my PGCE with Teach Southeast. Okay, I am registered with the University of Sussex. So I am given an ID card, and I'm also given access to their online libraries and online textbooks and all of that if I need it. The second thing, instead of Mosaic now, I'll be using a tool called Canvas. On that, it's basically like the university tool. Basically, all universities have this have a tool, but Canvas is the tool for University of Sussex. I will get more into that later on as well. I do have many lectures and online meetings on the guidance for APK. Now, APK is basically my dissertation. So all the online meetings that I have are basically to guide me on how to write this dissertation. And when you do a university degree, which basically is a PGCE, you will know that you have to do a dissertation at the end of the year. Okay. Draft submissions and feedback on literature reviews. So basically, we have a lot of submissions over the years, and it's basically like literature reviews, strategies you use in your teaching, how do they benefit, all of these kind of topics come up, and it's basically sections of your dissertation. So you need a lot of this, okay? In my next video, I will be sharing with you the difference between fee paying and salary trainees. So there is a huge difference between these two, and I'll be mainly focusing on their timetables, so their schedules. I'll also be focusing on their observations between formal and informal, how many do they get, etc. Their salary, how much do they get? Okay, I'm gonna talk to all of my salaried friends. I'm gonna get all this information for you. And I'm also going to give you some advice on it based on what my colleagues have said, my friends have said, and what I think. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Thanks a lot for watching this. If you're interested in more videos like this, please like and subscribe to these videos. Also share them if you think someone else is interested. Okay. Have a lovely day.